In this video, we are going to review how to solve systems of equations. So in this first problem, we are graphing a circle. I know it's a circle because I have x and there's a squared, I have y and there's a squared, and then I have a value. So to review an equation of a circle, it's x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared, where h and k are your center. So my center for this case is going to be 4, -5. It's always opposite, and I got these values from here. My radius, well, 16 is the radius squared, so that means my radius is 4. So I'm going to plot my center at 4, -5, which would be right here. And then I'm going to go out 4 in every direction to draw my circle. In the second problem, we're graphing a parabola. And so this parabola is in vertex form. So similarly to a circle, I can see that my vertex values are there. So it's always opposite on the inside. So it's right 1, so it'd be +1. So it's right 1 down 7. So +1, -7 is my vertex. And so from there, I'm going to make a table of values, putting my vertex in the middle. So 1, -7, and then I'm going to build my table from there. So 0, -1, 2, 3, and I'm going to plug those values into my equation up here. So I would plug in 2, -1 minus 1 squared minus 7, and I would do this for all those values. I'm going to end up getting 1, -5, -5, 1, I believe. So this would be -2 squared, which is 4, times 2 is 8, minus 1 is 1. Yep. So let's plot this. So 1, -7 is my vertex, and then 0, -5, and then -1, 1, and then 2, -5, and 3, 1. And so this is going to be my parabola. Then I'm going to graph my line here. So the line, remember, starts at a y-intercept of -5. So I'm going to start at a y-intercept of -5, and then I have a slope of 2 over 1. So up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. And so I can see my two solutions are going to be at 0, -5, and at 3, 1. Those are my solutions. Here we're going to solve some systems algebraically. So in this first one, I have a pair of linear systems, and my goal is to get two of my variables the same and eliminate them since they're set up in standard form. So if I look at my x values, there's nothing I could multiply 5 by to get 3 or 3 by to get 5. So I could multiply my top equation by 3 and my bottom equation by 5, and then I could eliminate x. So that's one route I could go. The route that I think is a little bit easier is if I look at my y's, I see that I have a 2y and a -6y. Well, I could multiply this top equation by 3, and so then I'm going to have -15x plus 6y equals -30, because I'm multiplying all of these by 3. So now I'm going to add these two equations together, so I'll end up with -12x, no y, equals -48. Divide by -12, and I'll end up with x is 4. So now don't forget, a solution to a system always has two answers, or two parts of the answer, because it's a point. So I need to plug 4 back in to solve for y. So I can do it in either equation. I'm going to do it in the top equation. Again, you could do it into either equation. And I'm going to get that y is 5. So my solution would be 4, 5. Now in this next equation, I have a line and a parabola. But this is set up for substitution, because see, I have y equals 3x, so I'm going to substitute 3x in for y. So I'm going to end up with x squared plus -3x equals 18. Now this is a quadratic equation, and I know it's quadratic because of this x squared. So when it's quadratic, I want everything on one side of the equation so I can factor. So plus -3x is the same as -3x, minus 18 equals 0. So I need to factor this. So I need to think about what multiplies to negative 18 and adds to negative 3. So that's going to be a negative 6 and a positive 3. And so my x solutions are going to be 6 and negative 3. Now keeping in mind, these are just half of each solutions. We're actually going to have 2 solutions. So I need to plug 6 and negative 3 back in. I'm going to use the second equation because it's a lot simpler. And I'll get negative 18 and 9. And so my 2 solutions are 6, negative 18, and negative 3, 9. In this last equation, I have a circle and a line, and again, this is set up again for substitution. So I have x minus 4 is what y is equal to, so I'm going to substitute that in for y. So x squared plus x minus 4 squared equals 10. Now when I have x minus 4 squared, that means I'm doing x minus 4 times x minus 4. So we're going to write it twice. And then I'm going to FOIL this out. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 4 is negative 4x. Negative 4 times x is negative 4x. Negative 4 times negative 4 is 16. Now I'm going to combine some like terms. So x squared and x squared is 2x squared. Negative 4 and negative 4 is negative 8. I'm going to make it equal to 0 because I can see again this is a quadratic equation. And then I need to factor this. So first I notice that I have 2, negative 8, and 6. So these are all divisible by 2. So I'm going to first start off dividing everything by 2 because that'll make this something that's much easier to factor. Because now that I have just a plain x squared, I can think about what multiplies to 3 and adds to negative 4, which is going to be negative 3 and negative 1. So my x's are going to be 3 and 1. And I'm going to plug those back in to get y. So y equals 3 minus 4. I'm going to use the second equation, negative 1, and y equals 1 minus 4, so negative 3. So my 2 solutions are 3, negative 1, and 1, negative 3.